The way the arms wrap, the steadiness in the body, and the lack of rushing all signal whether the person offering the hug is emotionally grounded or emotionally demanding. When a hug feels calm and secure, it tells her nervous system there is no danger, no pressure, and no expectation attached to the touch. Emotional safety comes from touch that feels steady and respectful. Sudden movements, squeezing too tightly, or hands moving too quickly can trigger subconscious warning signals, even if the intention is loving. A grounded hug allows her body to soften because it feels held, not taken. Relaxation is not weakness. It is the entry point to real connection. When the body relaxes, the mind opens, and that is when attraction becomes possible. Desire without safety creates tension, but safety creates openness. This is why a simple, well-timed hug can be more powerful than openly sexual touch. It communicates patience, self-control, and emotional awareness. These traits are naturally attractive because they suggest strength and reliability without force. A hug that puts safety first says, "I see you as a human being, not an object." That message is felt immediately. Breathing also plays a role. Slow, steady breathing during a hug gently influences her breathing through unconscious mirroring. This shared calm creates a natural sense of closeness instead of something forced. The hug becomes a moment of emotional alignment, not a strategy or test. When touch communicates safety, attraction does not need to be pushed or proven. It develops on its own because the body feels at ease in your presence, and comfort is where true attraction begins. Attraction grows deeper when touch feels calm, grounded, and intentional because the body experiences touch as information, not just sensation. When a hug feels rushed or driven by urgency, it can signal insecurity or emotional need, even without meaning to. The nervous system notices this right away. Calm touch signals emotional fullness, presence, and that you are not seeking validation through physical contact. This creates ease, and ease allows attraction to grow naturally. Grounded touch means being fully present. Your feet feel stable, your posture is relaxed, and your movements are deliberate. When you hug her from this place, she feels supported instead of pulled into your emotional state. This matters because attraction thrives when people feel connected but still separate. A grounded hug shows comfort with yourself, which is a rare and powerful quality. Intentional touch is not about technique, it is about awareness. It means understanding why you are touching and how it may be felt. Your arms wrap with purpose, not out of habit or impulse. There is no squeezing for reassurance, no holding on to demand more, and no hidden tension in the body. This intention creates clarity, and clarity is attractive because it removes confusion and emotional pressure. Calm, intentional touch also slows the moment down. An unhurried hug gives her nervous system time to register warmth, steadiness, and presence. This leaves a subtle emotional imprint that stays after the hug ends. She may not consciously think about it, but she will remember how she felt in your arms. When touch is intentional, it respects boundaries without needing to say anything. That respect reflects emotional maturity and self-control. These qualities invite trust, and trust naturally deepens attraction. The hug becomes a shared experience rather than a performance. It is a quiet exchange instead of a signal to escalate, a space where comfort and curiosity exist without pressure or expectation. The nervous system responds before the mind because human connection is first processed through the body, not through logic or words. When you hug someone, her brain does not stop to analyze intentions in language. Her body instantly reads tone, pressure, rhythm, and emotional state. This happens in moments below conscious awareness. Her nervous system checks whether the touch feels safe, predictable, and emotionally steady. Only after that does the mind label the experience as pleasant, neutral, or uncomfortable. This is why attraction can shift instantly during a hug without either person fully understanding the reason. If your body is tense, rushed, or looking for reassurance, her nervous system senses instability. Even with kind words and good intentions, the body trusts what it feels more than what it hears. In contrast, slow, steady, emotionally settled touch registers calm in her nervous system. Calm creates openness, and openness allows attraction to emerge naturally. The nervous system is very sensitive to mismatches. If your arms are gentle but your breathing is shallow, or if you hug while hoping for a reaction, her body notices the inconsistency. This can create subtle discomfort. When your inner state and outward touch align, the hug feels real. Authenticity at the nervous system level feels grounding instead of stimulating, and grounding builds trust. Touch also activates memory stored in the body. Past experiences of comfort or discomfort shape how current touch is received. A regulated hug can gently soften old tension by offering a new experience of safety. Presence matters more than intensity. A calm hug can feel deeply intimate without being sexual because it meets the nervous system's need for safety first. When the nervous system settles, the mind follows. Thoughts soften, defenses lower, and emotional curiosity appears. Attraction that begins this way feels natural instead of forced, embodied instead of imagined. The hug becomes a message sent directly to the body, and the body always listens first. Timing and consent matter more than pressure or intensity because attraction responds to emotional attunement, not force. A hug given at the right moment feels natural, while the same hug at the wrong moment can feel invasive. Timing means paying attention to emotional context. If she is relaxed, open, and engaged, a hug feels like a natural continuation of connection. If she is distracted, guarded, or emotionally closed, the same touch feels misplaced. The body responds not only to the hug itself, but to whether it fits the moment. Consent is often communicated without words. Leaning in, soft eye contact, relaxed shoulders, or mirrored movement are signs of readiness. Ignoring these signals and moving forward creates pressure, and pressure shuts attraction down. Even small forms of pressure, like holding on too long or tightening the hug when she does not respond, can create inner resistance. Her body may allow it while her nervous system pulls away. Intensity is often mistaken for confidence, but real confidence shows restraint. A man who can pause, wait, and respond instead of acting impulsively shows emotional strength. This allows her to feel in control of her boundaries, which makes it safer for her to explore closeness. A hug that respects her timing reinforces that her comfort matters. Feeling valued deepens emotional connection. A well-timed hug feels mutual instead of forced. Both bodies move toward each other rather than one pulling the other in. This creates balance. There is no feeling of being claimed or tested. Instead, it becomes a shared moment that feels chosen. Chosen connection carries more emotional weight than forced connection. Pressure tries to rush attraction, but attraction cannot be hurried without cost. The body needs space to say yes honestly. When you give that space, the hug becomes an invitation rather than a demand. That invitation is felt instantly by the nervous system, creating trust, relaxation, and openness. Timing and consent quietly communicate respect, awareness, and emotional intelligence, which deepen attraction far more than intensity ever can. Where you place your hand sends a psychological signal because the body interprets location as intention. Hands are never neutral. They carry meaning through closeness, pressure, and past experience. Hands placed higher on the back, shoulders, or upper arms communicate safety, steadiness, and respect. This mirrors early experiences of protection and reassurance, registering as emotionally secure rather than sexually demanding. The nervous system reads this as I am stable and I am not crossing a line. Lower hand placement, especially when done too soon or without mutual buildup, can create uncertainty even if nothing clearly inappropriate happens. The body may not label it as wrong, but it can feel early. That early feeling creates a subtle pulling back inside. Attraction struggles to grow in that state because the body is busy evaluating instead of relaxing. Evaluation creates alertness, and alertness blocks emotional openness. Hands placed with awareness allow the body to stay at ease rather than on guard. Positioned calmly and with intention also communicate confidence. There is no reaching, grabbing, gripping, or restless shifting. Stillness carries meaning. Hands that remain steady express certainty and inner control. Hands that fidget or move without purpose suggest nervous energy or hidden expectation, which the body senses instantly without conscious thought. Confidence is felt when your hands naturally understand where they belong and do not need to negotiate space through pressure or movement. Touch through the hands also communicates emotional boundaries. Respectful and thoughtful placement shows that you recognize her autonomy and personal space. This awareness builds trust because it signals that you are attentive to her comfort, not consumed by your own desire. When trust is present, attraction has space to grow in a safe and organic way rather than being resisted or defended against. The duration of hand placement is just as important as where the hands rest. Holding briefly and then releasing smoothly leaves a sense of ease and positive memory. Staying too long can feel like a test, a demand, or an unspoken request for reassurance. The body prefers clarity over uncertainty. Clear and considerate touch allows the nervous system to relax instead of questioning motives. When hand placement matches the emotional moment, it feels natural and unforced. Harmony creates ease. Ease opens curiosity. Curiosity is where attraction deepens naturally and without effort. In this way, a hug becomes a quiet conversation where your hands communicate calm, respect, and grounded presence long before words are needed. Your breathing and overall body tension shape the entire experience because the body communicates emotional state through physiology before touch is consciously interpreted. Tension held in the shoulders, jaw, neck, or chest transfers directly into the hug. Her body notices this immediately, not as a thought, but as sensation. Tightness signals stress, urgency, or internal restraint. Even gentle arms cannot fully offset a tense body, which subtly limits relaxation. Breathing plays a central role because it regulates the nervous system. Shallow or fast breathing reflects alertness, anxiety, or unease. During a hug, this can cause her body to brace without her realizing why. Slow, steady breathing communicates calm and safety. Nervous systems naturally synchronize with breathing rhythms. So deep, even breaths invite her body to settle as well. This creates a shared sense of calm that deepens connection without any effort or intention to impress. Stillness strengthens this effect. When your body settles and your breathing slows, the hug feels intentional rather than rushed or uncertain. There is no sense of grasping, clinging, or needing something in return. This absence of need is deeply attractive because it signals emotional completeness. A relaxed body communicates presence instead of performance or a search for validation. When you are present, the hug feels like an offering rather than a request. Body tension also changes how pressure is perceived. A relaxed body can offer firm support without feeling controlling or restrictive. A tense body makes even light pressure feel heavy or overwhelming. The difference is subtle but powerful. The body clearly recognizes the difference between being embraced and being confined. One invites closeness and trust, while the other triggers resistance and withdrawal. When breathing and posture are regulated, the hug becomes emotionally soothing rather than simply physical. It feels grounding, almost healing. That sensation lingers afterward, leaving warmth and a sense of security associated with your presence. Attraction grows not through excitement or intensity, but because her body remembers how easy it felt to be with you. Ease is magnetic. A balanced body creates an experience her nervous system naturally wants to return to. A hug can instantly create connection or discomfort because the body interprets touch as safe or threatening within milliseconds. The nervous system evaluates context, tone, and intention far faster than conscious reasoning. When your hug aligns with her emotional state, respects boundaries, and feels grounded, her body softens, her breathing slows, and connection forms instinctively. This immediate response explains why a hug can feel powerful or unforgettable without a single word spoken. Discomfort appears when intention and perception do not align. If the hug is rushed, arms tense, or presence carries neediness or urgency, her nervous system may register pressure or intrusion. Even subtle misalignment can cause her to stiffen, pull back, or emotionally disengage. The body reacts first. Attraction or unease follows. Paying attention to nonverbal signals is essential because small cues like posture, facial expression, breathing changes, or micro movements reveal comfort or hesitation in real time. Connection strengthens when your inner state matches your outer touch. When you are emotionally steady, grounded, and present, the hug communicates safety, calm, and respect. This allows her body to mirror your state, creating synchrony that feels intimate and naturally attractive. A hug can act as a bridge to deeper emotional connection because shared stability is felt before rational thought engages. Even brief embraces can influence emotional perception. The first second of contact sets the tone. It either builds trust and openness or creates subtle caution. That initial impression is stored in her nervous system and may linger as warmth or discomfort long after the hug ends. Every hug communicates emotional awareness and intention. Thoughtful presence strengthens connection quickly. Carelessness can just as easily weaken attraction. A hug is never only physical. It is an unspoken exchange that her body feels first and remembers most vividly. Subtle confidence matters more than force or urgency because attraction responds to presence, not pressure. Approaching a hug with calm assurance signals stability and emotional maturity. This does not involve asserting control or displaying dominance. It means your internal state is calm, regulated, and self-contained. Subtle confidence does not rush, grab, or manipulate. The nervous system perceives safety, and safety is naturally attractive. Force and urgency often reveal impatience, insecurity, or unmet emotional need. Even gentle touch from a hurried or insistent body carries underlying tension. Her body senses this long before the mind explains it. When pressure is present, the nervous system remains alert, creating subtle discomfort that limits emotional openness. Attraction cannot grow where vigilance replaces ease. Subtle confidence shows up through steadiness, deliberate movement, and awareness of cues. Your approach is calm, your hands intentional, your posture aligned. You hug to share comfort and presence, not to provoke a reaction or extract reassurance. This allows her to feel respected and at ease, which naturally encourages closeness. Confidence attracts because it signals emotional reliability and inner security. Timing, hand placement, breathing, and release all reflect this inner state. You do not rush into the hug or linger without awareness. You enter with presence, maintain calm contact, and release smoothly. Each small detail reinforces genuine, grounded intent. The effect is quiet yet deeply felt. Attraction is invited, never demanded. Subtle confidence transforms a simple hug into a meaningful emotional statement. It communicates presence, emotional regulation, and respect for boundaries. This combination reaches the nervous system directly, creating warmth, safety, and a quiet pull that force or urgency can never produce. In the end, a hug is far more than physical contact. It is powerful nonverbal communication that speaks directly to the nervous system. Every detail, from hand placement and pressure to breathing, timing, posture, and inner calm, conveys safety, presence, and respect. When approached with awareness and intention, a hug can quickly deepen attraction by allowing the body to relax, the mind to soften, and authentic connection to unfold. Attraction grows not through pressure or intensity, but through calm, grounded, respectful presence. Mastering a thoughtful hug is not about technique, control, or manipulation. It is about offering